What's up, hip hop fans? Welcome to another edition of Hip Hop Head. My name is Julian Williams. I just watched the real Mr. Nick Bag TV1's video. Soulja Boy sells 13,000 copies in 1 week. This is really bad for hip hop. I'm actually a fan of Mr. Nick Bag's videos, and I'm just gonna make a video response to him. And I'm just gonna give my opinion on it, being the hip hop fan that I am. And this is no direct shot at Mr. Nick Bag or anything. I'm just going to give my opinion. Soulja Boy selling 13,000 copies in a week. Is it bad for hip hop? No. I think that the fans are entitled to their own opinions as far as hip hop goes, whether they want to buy the music or not. But you have to look at outside of people hating on Soulja Boy. To kind of look at the underlying factors to why he did sell 13,000 copies. Now I'm not gonna blame it on people hating on Soulja Boy, but I'm gonna say there are pretty much three factors to why he pretty much sold 13,000 copies. One factor, the main factor, was consistent name changes. He named the album different things. I think it was called Dre for a while. He had all kinds of singles coming out that was supposed to be on the album that didn't make it. And it's just like right around the time his Kiss Me Through the Phone song, was pretty popular. I think the album was already done, but he had a name for it, and he changed the name a couple of times. So that's one thing to look at. Another thing to look at was it was consistently pushed back. It was consistently pushed back, and I guess a lot of fans, were I guess were waiting a long time. And when you wait a long time for a record, and the record's kind of in this little development hell stage, then sometimes it doesn't fare as well as it could have months prior to the release. So I think those are a couple things to look at. And not only that, though, another thing to look at is I forgot what I was gonna say real quick. But another thing to look at, though, is what was promised for the album. So many guest spots were promised for the album, and not only that, though, something that was quite missing was a lot of songs that were supposed to be on it. He's supposed to have a single with Justin Bieber that didn't make the album. The album was condensed down to like 10 songs, stuff like that. So with all these factors, and not only that, it being a busy time of the year, you would think that he would sell more records. And I think that's probably the reason that the record was released November the 30th. Now, to me, Soulja Boy selling 13,000 copies is not bad for hip hop. Because, and I don't think it has to do anything with people hating on the young man. Because even when people were hating on him, he was selling records. A lot of artists get hated on, and they still sell records regardless. Now, the comparisons to Jay-Z and Soulja Boy are just beyond comparison. There's really no comparison at all. Because listen to Reasonable Doubt and listen to SouljaBoyTellHim.com, and there's like really no comparison. Jay-Z's lyrical ability and lyrical talent were showcased in this album. SouljaBoyTellHim.com showed no lyrical, display. There was no lyrical talent shown in this album. It was really just an album full of novelty songs, more so than Jay-Z having a direction with this record. So there's a total difference between these two artists. And Soulja Boy's relevance, was questioned since day one, other than Jay-Z's relevance, which has not been questioned at all. Now, Jay-Z has put together some pretty whack-ass albums. I'm not going to lie. He's put together a couple whack-ass albums. But overall, he puts together his albums very well now. His albums are very well put together now compared to Soulja Boy's. Kanye West selling about 400, I think about 400,000 or 500,000 in a week, and Nicki Minaj selling 3 to 400,000 a week. These are artists with big fan bases as well. I will tell you this much. Here in Dallas, they played Soulja Boy on the radio and forced them down our throats more so than they played the Kanye records. They played him just as much as they played Nicki Minaj. They played him as much as they played Justin Bieber, to be quite honest. They played him just as much as they played everybody else. Now, when you play an artist and you promote an artist, it's kind of a take it or leave it affair. Either you go out and you buy the record and you form your own opinion on it, and fans are gonna have their opinions on Soulja Boy. That's just how it goes. With every artist, artists are gonna people are gonna have their opinion on certain artists. That's just all about having a fan base and having a following. And if you have a fan base and a following, then that's actually really good. It's good to have a fan base and a following. And Soulja Boy is shown to not have, not to be able to maintain a large fan base, other than his YouTube followers and the people that just straight up buy his records. That's just it, and but Soulja Boy selling 13,000 in a week is not, to me, is not bad for hip hop. I don't think because Soulja Boy is not the only person in hip hop. There's a lot of names out there in hip hop that are selling pretty good. Another thing to look at though is album sales are not as high as they were about 3-4 years ago. It's another thing to look at. But if I think hip hop is doing quite well, if you ask me. Eminem selling 3 million. A lot of gold albums. B.O.B. Rick Ross. Ludacris. And the thing is, another artist, B.O.B. and Drake, two newer artists. Hell, B.O.B. Somebody I barely heard of 2 years ago. Somebody that a lot of people barely heard of. Makes pretty good hip hop music, and he makes a lot of fusion type records. If it's rock, pop, and a little bit of R&B and some, and a little bit of jazz. If you listen to the mixtapes, he fuses all that together, and he can transition over, and the pop audience likes him. He's doing quite well. Had a #1 record this year. So there's a lot of stuff to look at, but and B.O.B. sold more than 13,000. A lot of artists are selling more than 13,000. But Soulja Boy is not, is not a top hip hop artist. They play him a lot on the radio out here. They show his videos, but after that, it's like everything else is in the fans' hands. And so it is what it is. But anyway, Nick Bags, keep doing your thing, man. I was just making a response to you. To talk about Soulja Boy selling 13K in a week. But anyway, guys, that was another edition of Hip Hop Head. Until next time, peace.